I'm sharing my screen. Once you are able to see that, say yes in chat box. Is it visible? Okay. Hope my screen is visible now. So we are at point number 5. Yeah. So any monitoring, including gas testing, required before, during, and after the work should be specified and results noted on the document. So this is specific to the hard works and confined spaces. If the gas test is required, there we have to do the gas test and it has to be maintained in a document. When the work is completed after necessary extension of the permit, if a work continues, the work in charge signs of the permit stating that the specified work has been completed and the plant is in suitable state to return operations. After completion of work, we'll have a closer section in the permit where we can sign. Okay. Then the area in charge signs to accept that work has been completed and now accepts the responsibility. So again, it is come back to the normal position to perform. That is about permit systems. Okay. Now we talk about safety tag systems, so which provides specification for the accident prevention tags. There we have Indian standard, I mean Bureau of Indian Standards 8095. So the tags are used as a temporary means of warning to the employees of an existing hazards or to warn them not to start any switch or operation because some others persons may be injured due to that. So it is nothing but a lotto or tag, or we'll keep it in a mission under maintenance or uh, men at work, those kind of boards. For example, while working in any movable or rotational machine, tag on isolated switch is necessary, which is nothing but lotto tag or tag out. To prevent wrong operation of any switch, valve or control, etc., tagging is essential during a repair. It is more useful for new or untrained workers. So if you're not putting tag on any specific operational switch, any new person joins yesterday is not so familiar. If you're not having any tag, instead of one switch, he may switch on other switch. He may click on other switch, which is not supposed to be. Then there is a chance of an accident. And they should be used in a place or as a substitute for instant prevention signs. So the signage is different and tag is different. It can be used or we can keep it as a substitute for safety or prevention signages. The tag shall be removed as soon as a die hazard is removed or eliminated. Once the work is completed, then you have to remove the tag. So do not start tag on a power machine should be provided till the repair is over and then it should be removed. So this is one of the example for the tag. Do not start if you are working in a powered equipments till the work completion. A defective equipment tag shall be placed till the die defect exists only. Accident prevention signs are of a permanent nature, while the tags are temporary. In case of any defective equipment, so we used to have, even in the 5S concept, we used to have red tag. So when we say red tag, the tool or the equipment or machine is damaged, no further use for the specific department. Maybe it is useful for some other department by doing some repairs and all, but wherever it is there, the owner decides that it is, if they're putting a red tag on it, it indicates it is a damaged one. Same way here, in case of any defective equipment, we can keep it a tag on till the defect is corrected, saying that it is a defective equipment. So as we've seen with the accident prevention signs of our permanent nature. So we used to have safety signages, warning signs, mandatory signs, or safety signs, etc. These are permanently displayed, but these tags are temporary in nature, whether still the presence of hazard or till the correction of an error. For safety signs, the colors we can see in the Indian Standard 9457. The tag should be in a language understood by the workers. Okay, for the signages, we can refer the standard, and the tags, whichever the tags you are using in the company, it should be mostly readable by the all the employees. So you should keep majority of the people, the language they speak, they can able to read. The types of tags: do not start tag, a danger tags, radiation, biological hazard, etc. The colors for the some tags are prescribed but not the size, which should be suitable. Some of the tags will have a color code, but the size is not so mandatory. Based on your suitability of your workplace, you can able to use the different sizes. That is about the safety tags. Now we'll see about the safe operating procedures. This is also one of the technique is uh, used to prevent the loss control. So as we know, SOPs, standard operating procedures or safe operating procedures, the people use interchangeably. So the hazardous works or frequently required jobs need a standard and also safe operating procedures. If they are well defined and prescribed beforehand and available in the form of ready-made document, they are most useful to plant people for easy use. Such procedures are useful in avoiding and reducing accidents. It is simple that hazardous works or frequently required jobs needed in a SOP, standard operating procedures, where we'll define a step-by-step process how to execute an activity, and it should be readily available. Should not say that okay, the activity happens in the shop floor, the SOPs are in the office. So it should be in the near the workplace. What will happen if the SOPs are readily available? It makes the people a job easy, and also by using these SOPs, we can avoid or reduce the accidents. Okay. Then meaning and usefulness. What is the meaning and usefulness of this SOPs? It is nothing but standard operating procedure. Is a set of written instructions describing the steps of safe working method and standard engineering practice for hazardous job or frequently required industrial activities. As I said, it is in a written instructions described in steps of safe working methods. It describes technical as well as administrative operating instructions for the management, It is also designed by a duly qualified and well experienced technical person in plant. It should be amended and updated based on experiences of its use. Okay. Apart from technical, it will also have administrative operational instructions. So when you say administrative, there you write only a trained operator only has to operate in a equipment. That is an administrative kind of instruction. And it is designed by the duly qualified and also well experienced technical person in the plant, and it should be amended and updated based on the experiences of its use. So once we make SOP, so which is not giving the result, then we can go with another SOP. We can amend it or we can update it. Maybe by following this SOP, people are getting injured. The steps are not in a chronological order or in a not in a sequence. So what to do? It has to be reviewed or revised. Even sometimes the machinery gets changes or any material gets changes in our process. In that case also, the procedure can be reviewed or updated. The SOP standardizes work procedure and avoids variations among different workers. So it standardizes what the process or the steps with the different workers, because different people will have different kind of mindset and they'll have different style of approach or doing the duty or performing an activity. So here the SOP avoids all these things. What will happen? It will create a standardization process, so nobody can deviate it. It establishes uniformity and safety in working methods. It ensures that the same work is done in the same way by all the workers safely and efficiently. It creates an uniformity take without any deviations. It ensures that the work is done in a same way by the all the workers safely and efficiently. So there will not be any deviations in the completion of activity if you are following a SOP. Now we'll see the format and also how the SOP should be. So the SOP should be written correctly. Steps should be in chronological order. If not written correctly, it is of a limited value. If your SOP is written by somebody else who is completely not aware about your operations, so definitely it will not come out well. Maybe it is incorrect or it is not sufficient. In that case, what will happen? It will have only the limited value. The best written SOPs may fail if not followed. So the first case, the SOP should be correct. In the second case, even though it is a well written SOP also, if not followed, it get fail as well. The copies of SOP should be ready available in the work area so that they can be readily used, and the SOPs are useful to prevent shortcuts, wrong habits, and unsafe practices. So it should be readily available in the shop floor so that people can be used, are useful to prevent the shortcuts among the wrong habits and unsafe practices. So because we can ask them in case of they are deviating from the procedure, we can ask them why you are deviating. Because, and also it is in a basic reminder to the operators what they have to do. Now we'll see the format for SOP. It is not in a fixed format. So the organizations will have different style of formats. So the SOP should be written in well-designed format. It should be easy to understand. It should clarify its purpose, method of use, tools, equipment, and PP is necessary. The work permit to be used if any, etc. So it should have clearly written and also with a simple language. It should not written in such a language that the people may not understand, because in a shop floor where we'll see the people comes with ITA or diploma, they may not able to understand your posh English. So it should be as simple as understandable, and also methods to use, and also what are the various tools and equipments or PPs, because hence it is each SOP uh, differs from other. It will have activity specific, so we can specify the tools and equipments, PPs necessary for that activity. In case of any work permit is required, then also we can use it. It is not for any operations, maybe a different operation or different activity. If it is required any work permit, it has to be taken. Steps and sub steps shall be well arranged. SOP should have a title, a serial number or ID number when it is prepared, and a date and number of revisions. How many revisions have been done? Steps and procedures, actions by whom, and remarks. So, what are the revision history also should be maintained, and also action by whom and when. Okay. Now we'll see some of the examples of SOPs: nitrogen purging in the reactor, then loading, unloading of tankers of hazardous substances, and safe working, starting of close down of the plant, catalyst loading, and flue or a toxic gas sampling procedures. These are some of the examples of the SOPs. And then the SOP should get approval from the top management, including a safety department. It should be reviewed and revised. Checklist can be used to prepare an SOPs. Okay. Once you are preparing your SOP, it is not a final that you can use directly. It has to be approved from the top management, as well as safety department also will be involved in the reviewing process. And also we can use the checklist
ఇది ఏ
for the
పర్జింగ్ అంటే ఏంటి సార్? నైట్రోజన్ పర్జింగ్
పర్జింగ్ అంటే అందులోకి ఫిల్ చేయటం,
అయితే ఇంజెక్ట్ చేయడం.
ఇంజెక్ట్ చేయటం, కరెక్ట్.
ఓకే ఓకే.
ఒక్కోసారి కొన్ని కొన్ని రియాక్షన్స్ అనేవి అబ్సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆక్సిజన్లో చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. సో అబ్సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆక్సిజన్ అనేది ఇంపాసిబుల్ కాబట్టి నైట్రోజన్ పర్జ్ చేయడం వల్ల, సో ఇట్ విల్ పుల్ అవుట్ ది ఆక్సిజన్ ఫ్రమ్ ది రియాక్టర్.
ఓకే ఓకే.
Okay, that is about the SOPs. Now we'll see incident recall technique. This is also one of the technique we use for investigating the accidents. So this method is based on collecting information on hazards, near misses, unsafe conditions, and unsafe actions from the working people. It can be used to investigate a man mission relationship and to improve equipment and operations. So it is useful for collecting information on hazards and near misses, and also unsafe conditions and actions from the working people. It is used to investigate man mission relationship, and also it can improve the equipment and operations. So the technique consists of Interviewing the personnel regarding the involvement in accidents and near misses, errors, mistakes, difficulties, and conditions which may cause accident. So it is simple as we understood. Interviewing the personnel, interviewing the personnel who are involved in accidents, like eyewitnesses or the victims who are involved in the accident, and also who are reported the near misses or near miss incident cases. We can interview the errors or mistakes, whatever the mistakes it has been taken place, or even we can interview on the difficulties of the job, and also the conditions which can cause an accident. It accomplishes the same result as an accident investigation. Even isolated incidents reported by the technique can be investigated to determine whether the corrective action is necessary or advantageous. So, this instant recall technique also, the end result is it gives as accident investigation. Finally, this technique also be used for identifying the root cause of these errors or mistakes or difficult situations or unsafe conditions, etc. Even isolated incidents reported by the technique can be investigated to determine whether corrective action is necessary or advantageous. Isolated incidents or unknown or which we missed to report, those can be also recalled. Even we can see the whether the corrective actions are necessary or it is useful if you implement. Planned people should be given accident case studies for reading and thinking, and then their memory should be recalled to know their understanding of further suggestions, if any. So this incident recall technique also useful as case studies for the new employees. We can give the scenario or situation, they can recall, or sometimes even the same plant people also can able to recall what went wrong at the time. Okay, that is instant recall technique. Then we have another technique which is critical incident review technique, which is introduced by the Terence, is the method of identifying or reviewing potential accident causes by collecting information on unsafe actions, near misses, etc. Again, both are same. It is also is useful for identifying the causes, potential accident causes by collecting the information. Again, it can be used to study man-mission operational relationship and use the information to improve equipment operations and procedures. An experienced reviewer or supervisor first explains to a key personnel what he wants to know. Then he asked each worker individually questions on safety matters, workers' involvement in these incidents, near misses, mistakes, errors, difficulties in performance, and also a probable causes of accident are thoroughly discussed, and their comments, including preventive measures, are also asked here. So same like instant recall technique, there we call only the root causes. Here we'll do an individual. So here the reviewer who is reviewing the scenario or situation, he knows what he want to know, or he will say that okay, one accident have been happened, so I would like to understand what are the various root causes for that accident. Okay, in such a case he will explain the matter to all the workers. Then he will interview each worker on the safety matters as well as preventive actions. It has been estimated that the every mishap, which means the mistake, there are at least 400 near misses. Information on possible accident causes can be obtained from participants of accidents and non-participants, but having knowledge. So, as per Tarrant's assumption, for every big accident, there will be definitely a 400 near misses or a non-injury cases. And we can get these causes can be obtained from the participants of accidents. Participant of accident in the sense the people who involved in the accident, and also who are not involved, but they should have a knowledge on that. Then only we can able to get the information from them. Okay, that is critical incident review technique. It is almost similar to the incident recall, but quite different. Now, procedure analysis. So this is another method. So the method is again reviews the possibilities of the accident due to the actions of work people. It is mostly focuses on the possibilities of accidents due to the actions, which means whatever the actions they are performing, it can leads to accident. First of all, and it is checks whether the work method is hazardous or not. It means the procedure or the process or the instructions what they are following to perform an activity, is it hazardous, which means is it correct or not. It ensures that the man mission motions does not endanger the operator in following the method suggested by the designer or supplier. So man, mission, and motion does not endanger the operator in following method suggested. So whatever the method which is following, it is not putting the people in danger, even the mission in danger, which is given by the designer or the supplier. A procedure is a set of instructions for sequenced actions to conduct operation, maintenance, repair, assembly, test, calibration, transportation, handling, emplacement, and removal. So it will give a set of instructions which we have with respect to all these kind of activities. The procedure analysis is a review of the actions that must be performed for incident intended task. So the intended task means whatever the task which you are doing, they do the review on the actions and the equipment that must be operated or used and the environment in which personnel must work. The analysis ensures that the procedure are not only effective but also safe. The procedure, it should not only gives an effective results, it should also in safe. The hazards takes like welding, tank entry, etc. must be analyzed in detail. Whatever the procedures which you have prepared for the vessel entry or welding or hot work activity, it has to be procedure we have to do analyze. We do have to do analysis. The procedure analysis sheet contains 5 columns. One is task, which means the activity, and dangers, and the effect, cause, and corrective or preventive measures. So again, it is nothing but similar to an PHA, preliminary hazard analysis. What are the tasks you are performing? What are the hazards and their consequences of those hazards? Then, what are the, excuse me, what are the causes associated with that danger? Then, corrective and preventive measures. The procedure suggested should contain preparatory instructions, operating instructions, warning and precautions, checks and tests, step-by-step instructions to perform operation, stopping instructions and emergency instructions. So all these mix of instructions should be there in your SOP. So preparatory instructions before starting of an activity. What are the uh, preparations you will perform prior to start? Then operating instructions, how you are going to operate. Warning and precautions. What type of warnings? Which means simply put it in do's and don'ts. Then checks and tests. What are the various checks you have to perform during the operations? And stopping instructions in case of any emergency or a regular stopping of an activity. How you can stop that activity. Then emergency instructions. In case of any emergency, what to be done. These are the mix of instructions the procedure should have. Okay, that is about procedure analysis. How you can review your procedure. Now, plant safety inspections, as we seen in the our initial slides. This is also one of the qualitative appraisals where we can do to identify the possibilities or scope of improvement. Wherever there is a safety improvement necessity is there, we can identify those scenarios or situations by using this plant safety inspection. So the plant safety inspection is an old and an effective method of appraising the plant safety. Its techniques are explained. So it is defined in BS 3811 1964 inspection in the process of ensuring by assessment that a facility reaches the necessary standard of equality or performance and that the level is maintained. So it indicates the standards of quality or performance that the level is maintained by doing the inspection. We can understand. As defined by the same standard, maintenance is one work undertaken in order to keep or restore every facility, that is every part of the site or building or and contents to acceptable standard. So while performing maintenance repair works, again once it is completed, they will bring back to the equipment to the acceptable standard or acceptable condition to perform an activity. Okay, just a second. Okay, here we have less than a minute. I'm stopping here. We have done till slide number 35. In next class, we can continue from the types of inspections. Okay, any questions?